In this creature we see the apex of evolution, an instinct for community merged with an unrivaled animalistic ferocity. What we are seeing here, gentlemen, is a dominant life form, unrestrained by the burden of culture or morals. With those chilling words, Dr. Amaral first alerted Weyland-Yutani's top brass to a new specimen unlike any xenomorph before it. Today, we unravel the legend of Specimen 382, known in hushed, awed tones as Hunter-Killer. Born of corporate ambition on the barren plains of LV-339, this is the story of how steroid-infused soldiers and ruthless genetic tampering fuse to create a predator that not only survives, but outthinks and outmaneuvers every foe in its path. Deep within a classified Weyland-Yutani research bunker on LV-339, bioengineers sought to weaponize the ultimate organism, the xenomorph. They selected genetically enhanced human subjects, soldiers conditioned with steroids and performance drugs to achieve peak physical prowess, as hosts for facehugger implantation. When the embryo erupted violently from its augmented human cocoon, it inherited far more than basic xenotraits. The chemical cocktail coursing through its host's veins, an unstable mix of growth hormones and neural stimulants, became part of its own physiology. From its first emergence, this drone distinguished itself from its brethren. Where standard warrior drones reacted on primal instinct, Specimen 382 demonstrated a calculating curiosity. Guards set up baited corridors, electrified gates, and timed pressure plates to study its responses. Each test only revealed new layers of cunning, a replicated flick of a switch here, a silent count of turret rotations there. The Marines, amused and unnerved, gave it the nickname Hunter-Killer, a nod to both its lethal purpose and its uncanny skill in evading elaborate traps. That nickname proved prophetic. One routine containment check spiraled into disaster when a faulty power relay and a momentary lapse in security protocols allowed Specimen 382 to break free. Alarms blared as Hunter-Killer tore through reinforced bulkheads and machine gun nests, its talons ripping steel as though it were paper. By the time Marines sealed the main corridor, the drone had breached the hive's barrier, unleashing a ravenous swarm of lesser xenomorphs. Scientists and soldiers alike fell in a tide of acid burns and shattered bones. When the dust settled, Weyland-Yutani's official report called it a containment failure, and all records of the experiment vanished, except for a few encrypted logs that whisper of a creature who became far more than the sum of its parts. Hunter-Killer's anatomy resembles a standard hominid tube warrior drone, a sleek obsidian carapace encasing rippling musculature, and an elongated skull concealing a venomous inner jaw. Yet beneath the surface lies the true marvel of genetic engineering. The steroid-enhanced host endowed Specimen 382 with muscle fibers far denser than those of any unmodified drone, granting it the strength to deform half-inch steel plating with a single swipe. Its reflexes, too, are alarmingly acute. In low-light corridors, it moves with a fluid precision that defies reaction times recorded in even the most advanced combat synths. In this creature, we see the apex of evolution, Dr. Amaral proclaimed during a classified briefing, his words echoing the laboratory's dimly lit catwalks as scientists observed the drone crush a reinforced test crate mere seconds after release. Those observations recorded skeletal vibrations and neural pulses that suggested a partially rewired motor cortex, an unintended byproduct of cranial surgery intended to map human coordination centers into the xenomorph brain. A jagged scar, running the length of its domed head, marks the site of those invasive implants. Yet, perhaps most unsettling, is the hint of queen potential within this single drone. Hormonal assays revealed traces of queen-dug pheromones coursing through its bloodstream, anomalies for what should have been a sterile warrior. Though Hunter-Killer has never displayed egg-laying behavior, the genetic blueprint for reproductive leadership exists. like a dormant seed waiting for the right trigger. Hunter-killer's mind operates on two simultaneous levels: unwavering devotion to its hive and an eerie, almost human intelligence. Witnesses describe how it studies patrol patterns before striking, stalking victims through ventilation shafts, then baiting them with distant, echoing clicks before lunging in a blur of claw and inner jaw. Survivors speak of the creature marking its conquest by crushing the victim's skull from within, an act of grotesque signature that leaves behind shattered bone like trophies. Yacha hunters, sworn to track and slay the ultimate quarry, have encountered rumors of a black silhouetted terror that outwits their most elaborate traps. In predator logs, they too call it hunter-killer, acknowledging that this drone dismantles their rituals as effortlessly as it tears through marines. It studies prey psychology, learning to anticipate fear responses and exploit them with surgical cruelty. Within the hive, Specimen 382 often assumes a field commander role. It carries clusters of dormant facehugger pods in its talons, ready to deploy new hosts at the first sign of fresh blood. Whether this is pure hive-driven strategy or a sadistic delight in watching victims' terror remain unclear. At times, the drone abandons group assaults to pursue solo hunts, an aberration most likely born of the hormonal instability inherited from its human progenitor. These rogue forays hint at a fragmented loyalty, as if echoes of the host's free will persist alongside alien instincts. Specimen 382, or hunter-killer, stands as a testament to the terrors unleashed when human ambition collides with alien biology. Weyland-Yutani may have buried the project under layers of classified data, but the truth has been exhumed. A creature born of aggressive engineering and steroid-fueled violence, possessing not only the ferocity of the Xenomorph, but the strategic cunning of a seasoned hunter. If the seeds of queenhood ever fully awaken within this drone, we could face an intelligent hive that commands not just numbers, but tactics and terror on a planetary scale. When you tamper with primal instincts and the frontier of biotech, you don't just awaken monsters, you create gods. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the birth and rise of hunter-killer. If you survive, subscribe to Planetestial, hit the bell and prepare. Because in the infinite expanse, some nightmares never stay buried.